Where are all the MSP leads? In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can build a MSP lead list in legitimately 15 minutes. So if you're like, I don't have all the time to do all the research that I need to do in order to find leads, this video is going to be for you. I'm going to give you some tips, some tricks, some tools that you can use that might make it a little bit of a longer process if you want it to be, but truly delivering you leads immediately. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow by teaching you how to sell your services and generate more income for your business, teaching you how to develop an unlimited number of leads, just like this video does, but in way more depth, so that way you never have to worry about where your next sale is actually coming from. And then as you grow, supporting you along the way with a community, resources, and so much more. If you want to learn more about us, check us out at growth-generators.com. We have our programs, MSP Heroes, which is great for all MSPs, our launchpad ideal for brand new, just starting out MSPs. Tons of free resources in here. I mean, the list is super long. A Discord with 1,400 plus MSPs. You could just go to resources, click that area of Discord, and it'll bring you right there. And there's just so many. I mean, battle cards to teach you your sales and marketing, sales sheets, objection handling worksheets that teach you the exact objections that you are going to get out in the field, out in the real world when you go to sell your services. But you have to remember them and you have to practice them. You should definitely go grab those. So let's talk about generating leads, because I'm sure we all want leads. Believe it or not, I would imagine you probably want to grow your MSP, and I want nothing more than to help you actually grow your MSP. But the first thing is we have to know who we're going after. We can't just go look around and say, hey, all these people have computers, I'm just going to start selling them things. Now, that's a pipe dream. It's not reality. It's not what actually happens. What happens is people have issues and then they need help, right? And it's striking while the iron is hot. We have to figure out who those people are so we can go after them. We can't just pick everybody because we can't help everybody. Yes, we might be able to, but it's going to make us go crazy and you're going to end up with less hair than I actually have. That's the worst part about it. And some people just truly are not good fits. They don't have the need, they don't have the desire, they don't have the finances to actually pay you for the job that you're going to end up doing. That's the most important part, is understanding that not everyone's a good fit. But that brings us to the other side of it. Who is a good fit? This is when we need to know who our ideal customer profile actually is. That dream type of industry that you want to help. That could be legal, finance, healthcare, the list goes on and on. Maybe even construction. There's so many different opportunities and types of businesses that you can go after. All you have to do is pick one. And if you want to take it one step further, go grab a buyer persona worksheet on our website. Now, the reason I say that is not because it's ours, but you could go through and grab the buyer persona worksheet. It's completely free. You can go download it. I'll leave a link down below to it. But the reason is if I had to say, pick your dream customer, who are they? What do they look like? Are they bald? Are they 5'9"? I'm just kidding. But we do need to know, how much do they make? What industry are they in? What do they find value in? Or what do they value? What social media platforms are they in? Because these are all things that are going to help us get razor sharp and razor clear on who we actually want to go after. If we don't know exactly who we want to go after, the rest of this video isn't going to make any sense, because you're going to just start, I'm going to call every business. But when they actually want to do business, or they are trying to figure out how you can actually help them, we're going to come up with blanks. And that's the last thing that we actually want. We want to know exactly who we're going after and who to target, so that way everything else becomes much, much easier. So I'm going to give you some resources on how to actually go about doing this. First, we're going to start with LinkedIn. I think a lot of people don't realize that LinkedIn is a fantastic resource. By the way, if you want to go to ScaleCon this year, ScaleCon 25, feel free to use the offer code GROWTH50 for $50 off. It just happened to come up when I pulled it up, and I'm speaking there. I'm super excited. It is in New Orleans. I'd love to see you there. But this is a great platform. You can do so much on LinkedIn. There's so many opportunities that this platform actually provides. Now, in this case, maybe I want to go after dentists, right? I'm going to just search dentists. And in here, it's going to give me a bunch of places to actually start. Now, in here, we have health and medicine, physicians, doctors, dentists. We have private investors, but there's eventually, we're going to find some kind of dental national dentists and dental professional society. There's 2,000 members. We can go through and we can start to identify groups and people that could be our leads. And we can either take and copy those URLs into a platform, or we can put them into our CRM. I use Go High Level. You do get it with MSP Heroes, but if you want to use it, there is an affiliate link down below, and I truly love the platform. But we have to make sure that we know who we're going after. And LinkedIn is just a great place to start. Just right off the bat, we see dentists right off the bat. We see another doctors and dentists. Where else can we find this, right? We have marketing and networking for dentists. That might be another great place to start. Healthcare professions, doctor network, internal medicine. Okay, probably not. This is the dentist and dental hygienist. Okay, not a bad place. And there's 100+ pages of groups just like this. Now, my favorite part about LinkedIn is you can find these people and you can connect with them immediately. There's no wait. There's no, I don't really know. You can send them a message. You can find them on LinkedIn and target those people right away. Less than 15 minutes. If you want, copy and paste those people into a Excel sheet or put them into your system, and you can track those people right off the bat. But we want to find raw leads. We want the raw information because we're going to refine it and tweak it down a little bit more. One of my other favorite things to do, believe it or not, is Google Maps, right? So if I wanted to, I'll just use dentists again, right? Dentist near me. And I could search for a dentist near me. In this case, there's a whole little park over here for dentists. And if I pull out a little further, I could see Stowe Dental Care. And I live just outside of Charlotte here. We have Wellspring Dental, Mount Holly Dentist, all of these different dentists, and it continues to go and go and go. And as I get further and further west into another small city, there will be more. I probably have to just hit enter here and let it rescan the area. But this is a great starting point. Believe it or not, you can use the people closest to you. You probably don't want to get in the car and drive really far to go to your customers. Why not call the ones in your backyard? If you're like, I want to help as many dentists as possible, that's a fantastic way to get in front of those people. And guess what? They're going to show up right on Google Maps. Now, if you want something a little bit easier and a little bit less manual work, gives it to you in a nice sheet, you could also check out a software called LeadScrape. It's a software that I've used plenty of times over. It runs on your computer locally, and it looks just like this. You can search for the industry. In this case, I could do dentist and the country United States, and maybe I want to search in, I don't know, let's do Mecklenburg, you know what, Gastonia, North Carolina, or Gaston, North Carolina. That's the county that I technically live in. I can get the emails, the contacts, verify those people, and if I want to get any additional information, I can grab that as well. Makes life a lot easier, all because I use this platform. And it's honestly so cheap for what you get out of it. But now I'm getting all of that information neatly organized and stacked inside of an Excel sheet. I can know who those people are, their contact information, potentially their emails, maybe even phone numbers that are hard to find. How their magic works, I don't quite know, but I've used it time and time and time again, and you guys rave about it. By the way, if you could hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. But if it wasn't for you guys saying, no, this is actually great for what it is, I wouldn't believe it, but I've used it and I've recommended it, and you guys have had great success with it as well. But now let's say you get all these leads, you get all this information. We have to clean up this data. Now, some tools are going to help you clean it up, and some tools are going to give you more clean data. In this case, you could use something like Apollo.io, where you can use their platform and find the right people and even enrich and get that data out of those people, right? Marketing leaders, confirm decision makers, enrich the emails, generate AI emails. This software does a ton of stuff. If we want to use something else, right, we can also verify the information we've got with LeadScrape. It's a software called Kickbox, and it basically goes through and verifies that all of that information is as accurate as possible. The last thing that we want to do is reach out to companies that their emails don't work, and that's going to make us look bad to our CRMs, our customer relationship managers, the place where hopefully your data is being stored in. If you're sending out cold emails, use a cold email platform, Lemlist or Instantly. That's totally fine. Now, if you're like, Harrison, this is all great, and I promise you can do this in 15 minutes, but this is all great. I want the best data. I want to know all of the information about the person. If you want to tie everything in, you can check out, and I've heard about this more so recently. I've seen it. It's truly incredible, but it does take some time to set up. If you're like, Harrison, I want it all, you can use a software called Clay. And in Clay, you can connect all of these different things. You can connect your CRM, you can connect to all of these different tools, and it basically goes into one giant platform, giving you all of the information kind of at a quick glimpse. So you can have work numbers, the people, email addresses, and integrate with other tools that will feed the data in so you can have the most accurate database out there. And then it makes it super, super easy. Now, what you choose to do with your leads, cold emailing, cold calling, showing up in person, mailing them, is totally up to you. But this wouldn't be a growth generators video if I just said, hey, this is a great place to start on how to generate a lead list in 15 minutes. Because you can use a lot of these tools, maybe not Clay, but you can get most of them set up and start using within 15 minutes or less and really generating leads. And the leads that you can get back are truly incredible. Now, what you do with them is the secret sauce. But what if I told you now that you didn't have to spend money and it was even easier than ever? You'd probably think that that is great, and you might want to know more about it. In this case, I spent the last week secretly working on a project because I wanted to help as many MSPs as I possibly can. I have now made an AI that will scrape the internet for you and give you chunks of leads depending on where you are or the type of customers that you actually want to get. It cross-references multiple pieces of information on the internet, and I've boiled it down into a chat GPT. If you'd like to use it, you can head, there's going to be a link down below, but it is the MSP lead builder. If I built it, Harrison Marin, right? You can go through, you can click on, can you find me leads, please? Right? You're obviously an MSP. So absolutely, I could do that for you. And it's going to ask you a handful of questions: the city, the state, how far you want to go for those leads. You probably don't want to get in the car and drive 45 minutes. You want the leads in your back door that make it super easy for you to go there, show up, present and pitch, and hopefully close a deal. Those are going to be the best clients because you're not spending forever in the car and they're typically going to be right around the corner from you. This AI tool will go through it. It asks you about 5 to 10 questions depending on how you answer them, and it's going to give you amazing data back. I'm constantly working on it. I've spent the last week getting it dialed in for you, but if you want to grab it, you want to start using it, we've had a bunch of people start using it, you can grab the link down below and it will be available for you. You don't have to pay for it or anything like that. It's completely free, but you can start using it. So if you're like, Harrison, I don't want to go through LinkedIn, I don't want to go on Google My Business, I don't want to pay for Apollo.io, I don't even want to pay for Lead Scrape, that's totally fine. This is completely free. There will be a link down below for you, but you just have to know who you want to go after. That is the most important thing. You can't tell what I want to do or work with every business. You're going to hate yourself and it's not going to give you great data. But if you know who you want to go after, it will get you the best leads possible. And AI is only getting smarter, and you could bet that I'm going to make this better and better. But that's what you need. Once you have all that data, you want to plug it into your CRM. Whatever it is, if you want to use Go High Level, great. That's totally fine. You can use a ton of other variations as well. I'm a big fan of Go High Level. You can use HubSpot if you're looking for the cheapest alternative. It is free, but it gets very expensive when you need to actually use it. You can use, God forbid I say, Salesforce, Pipedrive. There's so many out there. But we want to make sure that we store that data somewhere. So one, we can always return back to it. But two, when we need more leads, they're already there for us. It makes it so much easier to pick up the phone and make the phone call or show up in person or send a mailer when you have that data stored correctly. So that is the process that you need to go through to get leads in as soon as 15 minutes and how to actually save them. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you have to decide what is the best thing for you. Is it sending them a piece of mail? Keep in mind, you're going to have to create the piece of mailer, you're going to have to design it, and then you're going to have to pay for postage. It's usually about $1-ish, depending on who you go through, per mailer. If you're going to go out and send cold emails, there's a process that you have to follow. Setting up a new domain, warming up the email, coming up with great icebreakers, that first line that gets people to know this isn't an AI-generated email, right? and then sending that out and getting tons and tons of leads, or picking up the phone and calling those people. But that data needs to be stored so that way you can come back, or if you hire a salesperson, they know exactly where you left off and can pick up and run the ball for the rest of the field. That is the process for your leads. If you want my free AI tool, there's a link down below. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe button, that notification bell. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. If you want to go to ScaleCon 25, the offer code is growth50. If you're even remotely near the place, it's going to be, I think, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But I am super, super excited for it. There's tons of great information. And hey, if you're just like, hey, I want to come hang out with you, it's a great place. I'll be there for all 3 days. I'm getting there a couple days early. I'm staying 1 day late and might even do a little meetup or something like that in the area as well. Love you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one.